Hey, this is Melanie Hinds. I'm your fastest Iraqi dinar summary on the net. The puppy is in the pen over there. If you want to see her, I'll be showcasing her again at 5 live. So I want to do this now. It's 4:26 when I'm recording it. It'll be up and you'll be able to view it because I'm trying to make it not very long. Amen. I've got all sorts of dog hair on me. I got a 2 black dogs and a yellow lab, and they're all getting along better now that I've spent these. It's the 3rd day, guys, so we're transitioning. When she whines, I ignore her. When she barks, I ignore her. So it's a good time for me to do the summary when she's over there and she's getting ready to do all that. But I'll do this first because I love you guys more. Not more, but you know what I mean. So listen, there were 11 articles I went through in detail this morning. Timestamps are up with the actual timestamps of each article, thanks to some of my brilliant mods. Lisa Peters and her friend Lisa Fauner did those timestamps for me, and I was able to go to the firehouse, introduce the puppy around because you got to socialize a new puppy, and then coming home and I put the timestamps up. So the 1 hour live this morning is up. 2 o'clock, I did a question and answer session. We gave you the highlights. The highlights are the HCL. Significant progress with the HCL. The other articles are as follows that was in my summary. Iraq's $100 billion foreign reserve safeguarding stability and global credibility. It went through how much gold they have. They're making the case, guys, that they should be secure and stable. There was in a UK article how the UK is saying all the other countries should also lower the restrictions to say it's safe to travel to Iraq. They appealed to the US and all these other countries to do that. There's plans for a coalition of Iraq to go to the U.S. in April to visit and Chamber of Commerce and talk. Guys, we think this now is the time for this. This still in this month, we think it could happen. Also, let's see. Some of the articles were, it's not showing me right now. Al-Sudani, economic reforms raised the foreign investments in Iraq. It talked about exactly where they're holding all their investments, including U.S. Treasury bonds. Al-Sudani overseed Iraq-UAE financial cooperation MOU. Yet another MOU was signed, even though BP is set to sign a contract on February 1st. Contract versus an MOU. They're still signing MOUs prior to February 1st. So we'll just say we're on high alert for that. Iraq unveils $15,000 megawatt power projects to boost energy sector. Why? Because they have new cities they're building. They need a lot of energy to do that and for them to have power, right? Kirk says moves forward on Article 140. Compensation cases were passed. They're getting ready to pay out on the HCL. That was a breaking news this morning. If you want that kind of breaking news, you'll subscribe and tap the bell. We're breaking news all the time now. It seems like at 9 a.m. every day, except for Saturday. Amen. There also another article, reducing Iraq's security rating confirms path to a stable state. Iraqi news agency. Yes, they reduced it with the British visit when Al-Sudani was there. In the UK for 4 days. They reduced it and they're appealing to other countries to do the same. Construction minister approves basic design of new residential project of Al-Awardi city, which is in Baghdad. They're making a brand new fancy dancy city to house a bunch of people. I can't remember, 140,000 units, I think. I could be wrong. I don't know. The details of the article we went through already. The cabinet holds a 3rd regular session, decisions included. This was a repeat of the article that talked about the laws they passed. And it's good, guys. It's a good time for this. The government supports non-oil revenues, attracting global investments. That was an article that talked about who they're working with. The $100 billion foreign reserve safeguarding stability and global credibility. They talked about exactly what they had a professor talking about, how stable Iraq is, and they could support their currency no matter what. And guys, that is necessary. Also, there was an electronic payment is an important step to promote financial inclusion. So guys, they're supporting the electronic payments. Also, the central bank provided the necessary to support the companies wishing to invest. They're still marketing themselves as a state-of-the-art place to invest. And then the last article was a really brilliant article. That was, wait, where was it? I'm looking for the preview to come up. Come on, come up. Preview. Yes, the central bank provides the necessary support to companies within to invest. And then the other one was the central bank provides, yes, the central bank is providing the support for any company that wants to invest. The central bank, like I believe, is in charge of when this is released. What say you? Now, the summary from everybody else is Claire talks about, let's go back up. Jeff said, Al-Sudani calls on American companies to participate in the development renaissance in Iraq. Quote, implementation of 18 agreements and MOUs signed during al-Sudani's list to the U.S. in 2024. Iraqi delegation met with the U.S. under Trump back in 2020. They also met last year in 2024. They're telling you right here they have 18 agreements and MOUs signed and in place ready to implement. That's why they will be meeting just a little later this year, March to April, to discuss the implementation of these items, not to draft them. These meetings don't have anything to do with the rate changing. That's his opinion. You know what mine is. I just went through it. These meetings don't have anything to do with the rate changing or what we're waiting for March to April. This is buckling down, getting to business after the rate has already changed. Frank 26 says, Firefly, television news reporting there's a liquidity issue, that more than 70% of Iraqi citizens are still hoarding their 3-0 notes and many not bringing them to bank. My articles reveal something completely different. How many people have moved their money into the banks? There was an article this morning. I don't remember which one it was because there was 11 of them. In a summary, it's very hard to do that. Claire says, Governor of the Central Bank of Iraq meets an official delegation for the United States. During the meeting, they discussed banking and economic relations between the two countries and the upcoming visit of the Central Bank of Iraq to Washington. That was one of the articles I discussed. Meeting with the U.S. Chamber of Commerce and American companies next April. Mark Z, one of my favorite intel people, says, are we waiting until mid-February now? Mark Z said, I don't think so. I believe we may be done by that time. I think we may be done by February 1st by virtue of the fact that BP is set to sign a contract. In order to have a contract, you have to have an offer, an acceptance, and compensation. That includes the money part. All the MOUs don't have to have the money. They have the offer, the intentions, and the acceptance of those intentions of the two part. There has to be two parties, and there has to be compensation for it to be a triangle, for it to be a contract. But an MOU just needs their intentions without any numbers. So that's why they're signing MOUs. But in February, they're starting to sign a contract with a company out of the UK, BP. So it's a different. I'm thinking the window's now. What do you think? Comment down below. Frank 26 says the new lower notes, in his opinion, will only work with the new exchange rate. I agree, and not the 1310. The DINARs are the highest form of intel and highest form of security that there is on the planet Earth right now. Lower notes is the most highly guarded object and secret at this moment. The CBI and Sudani cannot afford one small slip up, one tiny little leak, even the color. You don't want any information to be leaked out, even the shape of the new lower notes. All this must be kept tightly under wraps until the new exchange rate is finally released. I agree with Frank. Pimpy says you don't have to wait to find out the news is vetted. All you have to do is go over to see what the exchange rate is. If it's the same, no, nothing RV. He's talked about checking the rate out, but it depends on where they release the rate. They've talked the Hong Kong exchange. They've talked about a new global foreign exchange company that they silently passed a law through their parliament to be able to do it through a global foreign exchange that bypasses Forex in the U.S. altogether, which they've mentioned wanting to do that before, remember? Article, Iraq, this is Samson. Discovery of the largest oil reserves in the center of the country. I broke that a few days ago. My guys on Iraq are on it. They are the MVPs of this whole thing at these late dates. He said with 2 billion barrels, quote, the Middle Oil Company, in cooperation with the Chinese company EBS, announced a major oil discovery in the East Baghdad. Yes, I did break that a few days ago. You can go back to my lives and vet my intel, and they're the best intel sources on the planet, with Jack in chat, Master Sergeant Scott, and the whole secret agent man and crew. They're the best, and I'm grateful to them. Wolverine said, the current president has alleged signing the executive order on cryptocurrency finance, which means we can now get started when banks open on Monday, January 27th, which is today. Get ready, everybody. Buckle your seatbelts as we are about to go warp speed. What do you think? Comment down below. I'm going to be live at 5. If anything changes, I'll be live. Sandy Ingram, there is another major difference between Germany and Iraq's response to war. Germany faced significant restrictions after World War II. These restrictions were part of the post-war agreements to ensure that Germany could not pose that's Sandy Ingram, a significant threat. Initially, Germany's international trade was heavily restricted. The Marshall Plan provided financial aid to rebuild the economies of Western Europe, including West Germany, and ultimately helped reintegrate Germany into the global economy. By the 1950s, many of the most restrictive economic measures on West Germany had been lifted, allowing for its remarkable recovery. That's a little bit of history for you. I just think the time is now for us to see a revalue. What do you think? And that's it. That's what I have for today. We're caught up for the 27th. The only time I don't do this is on Saturdays, and sometimes I even do it on Saturdays after the sun goes down. So guys, and as the days get longer, now that we're past the winter shortest day of the year, you know, I can do summaries on Saturday too, even though I'm resting from sundown to sundown, Friday to Saturday. But guys, I love you all. I hope you will appreciate this. I hope you will join us because we're going to be live at 5. All you got to do is subscribe, tap the bell all. It's completely free and you'll be notified. In fact, I'm going to put if you do that now, I'll put the link up for it. I don't know if it's already up. I have to check. This will be my 3rd live today, even with a brand new puppy. So give me some chops for that. I'm a very busy woman, but I love bringing you this intel. It's part of my purpose on this earth, and I'll keep doing it as long as I'm breathing. I will be here with you every step of the way as we cross over into our virtual promised land. Amen. If you agree, comment down below. Guys, I'm praying this in and I'm talking about how do you manifest it and what are we going to do with all our millions. We're going to be talking about our future plans, which is going to be a lot of fun, over a cocktail tonight at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Be there. Talk to you later. Bye.